Hello YouTube, Rob Brindlow here with another rendition of my reviews, and I'm coming to you today from my front room because it's actually 10 o'clock at night and I've been meaning to get this out of the way all week. But today we are going to be reviewing this, 101 Things to Do Before You Die. This is a book I bought back in 2007/8, which I completely forgot that I actually had, and also at one point I think I may have lost it. And I came across this morning actually. Well, I say this morning, actually Monday morning, when I was having a bit of a clear out of all my books and such, and this was kind of at the very, very bottom of the pile. And this is when I was going through a phase of trying to be sort of spontaneous and figure out where I wanted to go with my life whilst I was with my girlfriend, who is obviously now my wife. So one of these has been, at least one thing in here has been done. Like I said, I bought this back in 2007/8. Okay, so as you can see, that's the front cover, and this is written by someone named Richard Horne. And also here is the back, if in case you want to buy it. That is the distributor. You could probably pick this up, or like an updated version in places like Waterstones, Amazon, Play.com, just to name a few. Right, now like I said, I've had this for what, 5, maybe 6 years, and as I said, thought I'd lost it, but I had a look through it this morning, and out of 101 things on here, I think, well, I know, I have actually done 12 of them. There is a 13th one, but as I've just looked at it, I've actually put it in pencil with a question mark. Now I don't know if I'm going to actually get that one, but I'll come to that when I actually get around to doing it. So for instance, the ones I've done are write a bestseller. It wasn't actually a bestseller in a way. It was a fan fiction I wrote called Rise of the Skywalkers. It's effectively a fan fiction where it starts at the end of Star Wars Episode 3, but it ends up with Anakin finally killing Obi-Wan and not being damaged and put into the suit. So it's kind of what would have happened from that point onwards. How would he have developed? It took me about 2 years to write. I mean, I had a serious bad case of, writer's block. And then one day I just decided, I think I figured it, and I just kept going. And I've written it. It's about 80 something pages, and I had to watch all the films, but from start to finish, to get all the points that I wanted. All the locations right, all the people right, with the exception of Anakin Skywalker, who obviously changed for this purpose, etc., etc. Okay, so that is page 1. I'll show you a couple of pages as I go. Right, this is basically the layout of it. So, have you achieved it? What was it you did? With as much detail as possible, and then obviously a detail of what they expect, what you should do. Next one was win an award, trophy or a prize. Well, when I was back in college at the time, we were doing all of our sixth form stuff. As I've said in my Draw My Life video that I did previously, one of the things that I was getting awards for was, weirdly enough, things like ceramics and at one point sewing. I think they were really scraping the barrel, but I can neatly sew a patch onto anything, and I made a waistcoat. Not too badly, I thought it was quite a decent thing to make, but I got an award for it, and a Batman card that I hand stitched. Meet Your Idol is number 29. About a year, maybe 2 back, I met Danny Wallace, the fabled author of Join Me, Friends Like These, Yes Man, Danny Wallace and the Centre of the Universe, More Awkward Situations for Men, Awkward Situations for Men, and recently Charlotte Street. I'm told, because I signed up to his email list, that he's going to be in the middle of writing another one, with the exception of things like the Karma Army, which I really do want to go to at one point, but I just never had the time to go to one. But I do kind of follow some of the philosophy that he's done across, so, and he's actually a really nice bloke. Number 39 is, 33, get a score, a hole-in-one in golf, I'm assuming. Did that once on a night out with a few people. It was like a private golf thing that we went to, and somehow managed to score a hole-in-one. To this day I still don't know how I did it, and I'm pretty certain it actually rebounded off someone, well, mainly their head when I did it. But you know, I never owned up to it. Person was fine, you know, minor bandage and bruise, that sort of stuff. 39, go to the dog track. I'd never been to one, so when I met my girlfriend slash wife, we went down there with her family and had a really good night, so I decided to do that for my stag do, and ended up getting dressed up as a giant fairy. That was a very uncomfortable situation, but then I saw someone dressed up as obviously the greyhound and all the greyhounds, and then he was dressed up as the sort of matted rabbit thing. One was dressed up as a Ninja Turtle, which I thought was quite good. There was another one, but I actually forget what that one. Then there was me. You know, fairy wings, stag horns, you know, a massive badge I had, you know, getting married, really? Okay, but that was, you know, worth going. Brighton Dog Track, the Coral Stadium in Hove, worth going to. Get a free upgrade on a plane. Like I said in my Draw My Life, I used to work for Virgin Atlantic and holidays. I used to get all the free upgrades because obviously it was a staff perk. On my way back from Vegas one time for a holiday, we got a free upgrade on the day that Michael Jackson died, because a lot of the people decided they didn't want to come along because they were too upset he was dead. You know, he was a good, you know, very good singer, but he also did me a favour and got me a boost from the back of the plane to the very front of the plane for free. So if in case you've ever gone on a Virgin plane, gone in first class, they're okay. The beds are a bit annoying, you know. They're actually, instead of being angled like a normal bed in a straight line, it's kind of like that slightly. So you put your leg on and all of a sudden you're just constantly going like that. It's a bit annoying, but you do get used to it, especially if you're trying to sleep next to a, you know, fat bloke next to you. I'm not saying my wife's fat, by the way. Attend film premiere. I actually helped my brother once or twice when he was in university do film reviews, and we got in and we saw originally the first Blade film, as well as I think it was Blade 2 as well. We saw those two, and there was another one, but I forget what it was. And we saw a couple of people down there, no one famous, so, but you know, you get what you get. Learn another language. Didn't really want to do this. I was learning French in school. Why they make you teach French when all the other countries in Europe talk English? Beyond me. One of the things I'm now learning is Japanese, which I'm now doing that by my manga collection, because I just put the normal audio on, put the subtitles on, and then I learn, you know, little bits and bobs here and there. I'm not obviously fluent. I know a few lines maybe. I'm not going to say anything because it's a bit funny. Make at least one huge purchase that you can't afford. Quite a few years ago I got suckered into going to an auction, and I spent about 400 quid on stuff I didn't actually need. I originally, this is actually, I should point out before eBay, I was actually under the impression it was a case of like those ones you get on TV, like, you know, Under the Hammer, that sort of stuff. But no, I only wanted the PlayStation 2 Slim. I ended up buying a landline phone that I didn't have, well, didn't have a house at the time. A Ministry of Sound 3 to 4, you know, foot high speaker system, which was alright, wasn't spectacular. A few other bits which just kind of beyond me. I don't even know what one of them was. And in the end I think I sold it all to a pawn shop in town for about 350 quid, so I was left with like 50 quid to pay, which I could afford. But I kind of got my credit card taken away from me after that, so yeah, I decided I'm going to get another one, but this time if I go to an eBay auction, I do it on my money, but I do it on my terms. So if you do go to proper auctions, just be a bit careful, that's all I'm saying. Leave a job you hate. I had a week job where I was doing call centre work for a car insurance company called First Central Insurance, which is up the road from my flat. Was there for about a week, absolutely hated it, but then there's nothing worse than doing market research in your local town, you know. It's degrading at the best of times. Save someone's life. I used to work at Virgin Atlantic, as I said. I was the first aider. I had a lot of friends who had accidents, you know, like cuts and bruises, that sort of stuff, but only one of them, who shall name nameless to spare her blushes, had a bit of an accident, and she fell down a flight of stairs and really thumped her head. And my boss, who wasn't first aid trained, was trying to take over, and in the end I just had to pull rank on this one and say, look, get out of the way, I'm in charge now. And that's one of the beauties of being a first aider, you can actually do that. But obviously you need help, so obviously do what you're supposed to do. Get a tattoo and or a piercing. I'm too scared to actually get a tattoo or a piercing. As you can see by my well trimmed ears and my still in one piece nose, and also nothing here, and I'm not going to show you my back because I've just had a shower, or my front because that's even worse. But I've had like spray on tattoos, so that sort of stuff, so I guess that kind of does count. Answer a personal ad. As again from my Draw My Life video, I answered a personal ad from my wife from Match.com. Haven't regretted it, and after, well, we've been married now for just over 8 months, so we're coming up to our first year in August, which will be a good one. One that I'm not too sure about, it says get revenge. Now I've penciled this, but with a question mark. I can't remember who I was getting revenge on. It's probably something random, but I think I'll rub that off. I could go on, but I'm nearly running out of time. So this book is worth getting if you are unsure about what you want to do in life, even if it's just something spontaneous. Get a copy of this book, even if second hand and most of it's done already. You can always rub it out and start again. Worth getting. Go get it now. Right, so that's all I have to say. Now rock on and spread the word. If you want a copy of this book, I will give you more details and various links of where I find it. Or if you have your own list that you want to do, write it in the comments box with a link and I'll watch it and then I'll comment on it. Also, please subscribe. I'm trying to spread the word of these videos because I've got more reviews that I would like to do, featuring things like, well, for instance, if you watch Ashens, he does reviews and he's pretty good. Jenna Marbles is another one to watch out. Bat in the Sky, that's a pretty decent one to listen. And one, I don't know how to pronounce it, so without it sounding racist, but it's spelled Nigahiga, with a guy called Ryan. He's worth watching, so go to their website and have a look. See you later, YouTube.